The fusion and transformation of Chinese civilization under the Mongol peace. From cultural inclusiveness to political autocracy, 650, 1 to 1644。蒙古和平下的华夏文明融合与善变，从文化包容到政治专制651年到1644年。Introduction: The dual logic of civilization evolution in the pre-modern world integration version 1.0。引言：前近代世界一体化1.0版的文明演进双重逻辑。The Jobat years from the Battle of Talas in 751 AD to the prosperity of Zheng Jilong's maritime empire in the Shaloth century witnessed the germination and maturity of pre-modern world integration version 1.0 in the Eurasian continent. The rise of the Mongol Empire and the establishment of the Yuan dynasty became the core node of this historical process. It broke the cultural and ethnic barriers of the Eurasian continent with an unprecedented inclusive posture, promoted the two-way fusion of pastoral, agricultural, and commercial civilizations, injected commercial and maritime thinking into the Central Plains civilization that had long been rooted in agricultural economy, and reshaped the open and diverse ethos of Chinese civilization. However, behind this cultural integration, the Mongol nomadic political tradition also brought a profound transformation of the political ethics of the Central Plains. The master-servant relationship in the grassland culture was elevated to the national political system. The Keshik system became the prototype of the absolute monarchy's power operation, and the political logic of emperor as the sole master and ministers as personal servants broke the traditional political pattern of co-governance by the monarch and his subjects, formed since the Qing and Han dynasties. This dual transformation, cultural inclusiveness and political autocracy, was not a contradictory split, but a unified whole in the evolution of Chinese civilization under the Mongol peace. The cultural inclusiveness broke the shackles of the Central Plains civilization and injected new vitality into it. The political autocracy reshaped the core framework of Chinese traditional politics, and this political gene was inherited and strengthened by the Ming and Qing dynasties through the East Factory, West Factory, and court flogging system, forming the ultimate form of Chinese feudal absolute monarchy. As Zhang Fan pointed out in a study of the political system of the Yuan dynasty, the Yuan dynasty's influence on Chinese civilization is dual. It expanded the connotation of Chinese civilization with cultural fusion and solidified the form of Chinese politics with political autocracy, and this dual legacy runs through the subsequent development of Chinese history. John K. Fairbank also commented in China, "A History in Brief, the Mongol rule in China is a special chapter in the history of Eurasian civilization integration. It not only promoted the exchange of materials and cultures between the East and the West, but also brought a new political model to China, a model of absolute monarchy based on the master-servant relationship, which fundamentally changed the development trajectory of Chinese traditional politics. Based on historical materials and the research results of Chinese and foreign scholars, this paper systematically combs the dual evolution of Chinese civilization under the Mongol peace from two dimensions of culture and politics, clarifies the internal logic of the integration of diverse cultures and the institutionalization of autocratic politics, and reveals the profound influence of the Mongol peace on the shaping of Chinese civilization's ethos and political genes. The Battle of Talas and Dahuan's Western Journey, the dawn of two-way Sino-Arab cultural exchanges. 达罗斯之战与杜环西行，中阿文明双向破冰的开端。The Battle of Talas in 751 AD was not merely a military defeat for the Tang dynasty, but the first large-scale direct collision between Chinese and Arab civilizations, and more importantly, the germination of pre-modern world integration version 1.0. After the Tang general Gao Xianji's defeat by the Abbasid commander Ziyad, a large number of Tang artisans were captured. Papermakers first established workshops in Samarkand, which later spread along Arab trade routes to Damascus, Cairo, and even Europe. Bai Shuyi commented in, "From the Battle of Talas to the earliest Chinese records of Islam, the westward spread of papermaking technology and the records of Islam in Jingxingji are the dual legacies of this battle. Du Huan, who was captured and traveled westward, was a witness and recorder of this two-way exchange. His work, Jingxingji, is mostly lost, but the surviving content left the Central Plains with the first systematic understanding of the Arab world, detailing the customs, religions, and systems of the Arab way and the Roman way, allowing the Chinese to glimpse the true features of foreign civilizations for the first time." De Huan's western journey broke the closed cognition of the Celestial Empire and became the first window for the Central Plains dynasties to see the world. The two-way flow of technology and culture initiated by the Battle of Talas was essentially different. From the one-way scientific and technological output of modern Western countries, laying the core foundation of mutual empowerment, no dominant or subordinate for pre-modern cultural integration. 2. Foreign troops in the Tang dynasty. Version 1 of localized practice of foreign military forces, a prelude to cross-regional military civilization fusion. 2. 唐代拨兵域外军事力量本土化实践 1.0 版军事文明跨域预演 As the flames of the Anshi rebellion raged in the Tang dynasty and the elite troops of the Tang court were decimated, the imperial government conscripted foreign troops from ethnic groups such as Arabs, Persians and Turks in the western regions to suppress the rebellion. Led by Abu Muslim, a founding hero of the Abbasid Caliphate, these troops brought mature cavalry tactics, collective combat concepts and ordnance manufacturing technology from the western regions, emerging as a crucial force in quelling the rebellion. Chen Yinke stated unequivocally in a study of the political history of the Tang dynasty, the foreign troops of the Tang were not merely foreign mercenaries but the first large-scale integration of western regions' military civilization and the Central Plains military system. The role of these foreign troops bore a striking historical resemblance to the modern ever-victorious army, worthy of being called the version Edian Ling of localized practice of foreign military forces. Both served the Central Plains regime's need to suppress rebellions and realize the localized application of foreign military technology. The difference lay in that the Tang foreign troops were based on the Tang's Jimmy tribal governance system and the willingness of Western regions' ethnic groups to submit. After suppressing the rebellion, most settled in the Central Plains and integrated into Han society, becoming an important carrier of Hu-Han fusion. In contrast, the ever-victorious army was a utilitarian mercenary force under the crisis of modern national subjugation. The commonality of the two confirms that the cross-regional flow of military civilization has always been the forerunner of cultural integration. This prelude in the Tang dynasty extended cross-regional exchanges from the technological level to the institutional and ethnic levels, laying the groundwork for the all-round integration under the Mongol peace in the following period. 3. The institutional construction of the Mongol peace. Inclusive governance and the original framework of Eurasian integration. 3. 蒙古和平的体系化构建，包容治理与欧亚一体化原创骨架。The rise of the Mongol Empire in the 13th century built the first institutionalized platform for Eurasian cultural exchanges in the pre-modern era with the Mongol Peace, Pax Mongolica. IT's original Jamsi courier system, the unbiased ethnic logic behind Zhang Fan's four-circle ethnic system, R&D, the religious inclusiveness of treating Confucianism on par with other religions, not only provided physical and institutional guarantees for cultural integration, but also laid the foundation for the economic and cultural takeoff of the Eurasian continent. At the same time, the Mongol Empire's political system, which was rooted in the grassland master-servant tradition, also began to take shape in this process, forming a sharp contrast with its inclusive cultural policy.